Guess it was.
Hey, so Colin.
I'll be sick.
Hey, so
Let me see it, bro.
you know Anna? Last name is Wilson. Oh yes, I do. So there's really no easy way to say this, sir. So apparently last night she passed away.
This is Colin Strickland, and he
Okay.
was just told that
This
his
is just a
ex-girlfriend,
documentary,
Anna
bruh.
Wilson,
No, not a
was
documentary.
brutally murdered only hours ago.
Oh!
Hey, 3 shots?
The 911, what's your emergency?
My friend is staying with me, and I just walked in, and she's laying on the bathroom floor, and there's blood everywhere.
Yo.
Austin, please.
Oh!
Do I stop? I don't know what happened. I just walked in on her.
When cops first arrived at this gruesome site, they suspected a robbery gone wrong. But a series of damning clues found at the crime scene quickly pointed to not just a meticulously planned murder, but a deadly love triangle. And a killer that was closer to home than anyone expected.
Uh-oh.
Did you kill Mel? No.
What the frick is wrong with him? Yo.
On May 11,
Fuck, that was you?
2022, police were called to an address after a woman
My
made
fault.
this disturbing 911 call.
So what's the address of the emergency?
It's 1708 Maple Avenue.
Okay, tell me
Okay,
exactly what
can you
happened.
read the address?
Yep.
My friend is staying with me, and I just walked in, and she's laying on the bathroom floor, and there's blood everywhere, and I don't know
Bro,
what
what the
happened.
Is
frick?
she awake?
She's not awake. There's blood all over her face and
Caitlin.
all on the back of her head.
Is she breathing?
No, she's not
Okay.
breathing.
I've got the paramedics on the way to help you. Stay on the line, Caitlin.
That caller was Caitlin Cash, and she'd arrived home to find her friend, Mariah Wilson, clinging to life after
Damn.
being shot.
Look at her happened. What's up, Kai? Look, Miss
Austin,
No.
please.
So can guy. No, we didn't finish the game yet. We're just trying a little intermission.
Do I stop? I don't know what happened. I just walked in on her.
Is that how you do CPR?
I mean, I don't know why she would do CPR on a dead person.
Right? What you gotta go to? What you gotta count to? It's like,
I don't know.
I think it's like 50. I ain't gonna lie. I really don't remember. So how you do CPR, chat? There's some Dexter junk, bro.
You know, Dexter hides
Nobody
up his
heard any
body.
shots? We don't know how long she's been down? No. And that's it.
You got-
Yeah, oh, we got CSF in there.
After assessing the
CSF.
situation, officers noticed cerebrospinal fluid, or CSF for short, oozing onto the floor. This fluid surrounds the brain, meaning the bullets had actually pierced her skull and killed her instantly. This
Oh my
meant there
gosh.
was no saving her, no matter what anyone did. But officers could still bring her killer to justice, which is
Dang.
why they need answers right now. Answers that only Cash can give, as she is the only witness that officers currently have.
Do you know if he's talking to anyone or any friends? I know you say you don't live here.
Yeah, I knew she was with her friend Colin.
Colin,
Yeah,
Colin's last
Colin Strickland.
Colin Strickland?
Strickland, yeah. Yeah, they went
GG's.
swimming.
Okay.
Did you see a gun or anything like that in there when you were in?
It's a bullet piece.
Colin? You said Colin
Strickland.
Strickland? Okay.
Yeah.
And you know where Colin Strickland is?
No, but I have his phone number. I can call him.
Correct.
Bro,
Give
she
me his
acting
phone number.
weird.
That information from you? You said, so she
She's
went swimming with
this
Colin
trauma. She
Strickland?
just saw her
Swimming?
best friend bleeding
I left
dead
to
on
go
the floor.
home. Dinner with my friends.
Yeah.
And then I came back. Yeah, this is my house. This is your house. This is my house. She's staying with me.
Right now, police are a bit disoriented as to what exactly went down just hours earlier, but they would soon run into some evidence that would change everything.
She
Worth
acting
noting
weird, bro.
is
Am
that
I tripping?
situations like these can be
No,
extremely
that's trauma.
traumatizing for those
Oh,
involved.
you're right. My fault.
But that's also the case for people watching these types of videos.
My fault, my
just
fault.
like you at home.
Yeah, it's
Boy,
it
if you
takes
don't-
Stress
extreme.
levels. Thank you.
Yes, it takes some.
Click the
We're
link in
taking
the
a
description
break,
or go
bro.
to betterhelp.com
We're gonna reach chapter
/Dr.
6.
Insanity
Oh wait, no,
and fill
4.
out the easy
Oh, wait,
questionnaire
no.
to get 10% off
5
your
by the
first
time
month of
at the end of the
therapy.
night,
Now
bro.
Let's get back to the video.
Yeah.
Now we beating the game tonight, probably. We beat 2 chapters that fast.
Yeah, we beat in like 2.5 hours, 2 chapters. That's light work.
Are you guys friends? You and him are friends, or
I mean, like acquaintances.
well, no? What car he drives? Is it cyclist? A cyclist? Does
Yeah.
he live in this area?
Oh my god,
Lives in
the
South
bike and the
Austin?
thing.
I'm about to say, there's a bike in the bush.
Like a license or wallet up there at all?
Someone tell him.
No, there's a bike in the freaking
Yeah.
bush.
She's from San Francisco,
Well, she's from Vermont, but she's living in San
so
Francisco.
she came to visit you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, she's here for a bike race this weekend.
Okay. Did her
Are you
boss
sure
have
this
an
is a
argument
state
at
of shock, bro? She seemed like she normal, bro. I'll be like, no, why you acting so normal?
all, you know?
What's going
I
on?
don't have
This is
any
not normal.
idea.
You don't know-
The
you know-
only thing
This
I
is,
know
bro.
is she said I'm meeting him
Okay.
to go swimming.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
What time was that?
5.
5 p.m. today?
Yeah, I mean, I can see
What-
it in my text messages. I just
When was the last time you saw her? Was that when you saw her? Or you had
I
eyes on
left for dinner at 5:30.
So you left dinner at 5:30. What time did you come back?
Right 2 minutes before I called 911.
Okay, so
Bro.
According to Cash, Mariah had been with Colin, her ex-boyfriend, all day,
Oh, they
and
got
was home
videos.
only a few minutes before she was found dead. This made Colin a major person of interest that the cops
He
would
looks like
interview
a
later
murderer.
on. But for
No
now,
cap.
there are more pressing matters. It turns out Mariah was in
Get Colin
town
up
for a
outta here,
bike
man.
race and had brought along with her a $14,000 racing bike, which could have been a massive
Wait,
target for someone.
14,000?
And as the cops would
Huh?
Yeah, bikes are expensive.
For a bike? Are you on crack? Yo,
So, I mean, it's a racing bike.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You could have bought something like a crazy car for that amount, bro.
You
14,000?
cannot buy a crazy car for
If you
14,000.
can, bro. You can buy a really decent car for 14,000, bro. What
Yeah,
the frick?
decent car, not a crazy car.
You know, not like a freaking like Ferrari or nothing. I'm talking about like a
Like
really
a used car.
no. I wouldn't say you use is like 6 to 7 to 8. You know what I'm saying? But like, could have bought like a good car, like a 2024 car, bro. Like 14K is crazy.
soon find out that bike was missing.
We do your
It
thing.
quickly became a possibility that someone could have been waiting for Mariah to be home alone and attempted to rob the bike, only for Mariah to resist and end up getting killed. This being their only lead, officers needed to trace down where this bike went, as it could take them straight to the murderer.
Wasn't it 3 gunshots
That's
at the
her-
beginning?
that's her bike
Yeah, it's 3 gunshots.
cover, yeah.
Hmm.
Probably there.
So she's right through this first unit right here. This is her. And these are her landlords. So this
bike cover is the.
big, yeah.
So where would her bike be at?
Where would she keep her bike?
I'm about to say where her bike at, bro.
Be right inside the door. Yeah. Place her bike's inside the door.
What the
Is there a
frick?
bike? Anywhere? You see a bike?
Did somebody hide her bike?
She would put it right by the door. No bike. That's
No,
negative,
well, it
Joe.
was in the book.
With
I'm
no
about to say,
trace of the bike in the house,
it's in the bushes,
officers
then somebody
decided to
hit that
begin
boy.
searching the woods nearby when they made a discovery that showed them they were on the wrong track completely, leaving them with absolutely zero leads.
Hey, come here. Somebody might be in here. This might be the bike.
What?
Okay, but hold on. Somebody might be in here.
Somebody in the bushes?
It might be in the bushes if they pull the bike.
Ah, nah, bro.
Okay. All right. Over there.
Somebody's in the bushes, bro. What?
432, I located the
Yes,
bike.
it might be.
Since the bike was dumped nearby, officers suspected that this was placed as a red herring for them to chase. Officers are being
That's
tricked.
crazy. That
And if
boy
the
right
killer is
there.
smart enough to trick officers, they're also smart enough to begin covering up their tracks. This is why the officers swiftly moved to gather evidence from the scene, the most important of which are the shell casings from the bullets used.
There's one right there.
You said right there. Where?
There's one right there. Right there.
Okay.
Those
Dang.
bullet shells will help cops
They hit
identify
the
the
bike
gun
and
used.
everything, bro? What
Now
the
they
frick?
just had to find that gun and the
Oh,
shooter.
nah, they know what they
who
was doing, I ain't
officers
gonna lie.
initially believed could have been Cash. It is for this reason that officers bring Cash back to the police station in order to conduct a crucial test to confirm whether she's innocent or not.
So, let me tell you this up front. By no means in the world do I think that you did any of this. Okay.
They always
So
say
what
that.
they're-
I'm about to
what
say
they're
that's
gonna
cap.
do, we're just gonna have them swab your hands for gunshot residue. If we don't do this to you, then in court they can say, oh, what about this other person? Why didn't you do this part of the investigation?
A GSR, or gunshot residue swab test of Cash's hands, presented a negative result. Considering that Mariah was in a very narrow space of the home, officers concluded that Caitlin could not have been the one to murder her. Fortunately, though, Cash did provide an important piece of information. The last person in contact with Mariah was Colin Strickland.
Bet this dude, bro.
Digging deeper into this, cops discovered that the two were
Oh,
having
really?
drinks at a nearby cafe and have never suspected that this would be the last time that they saw each other. This is why Colin was an important lead who could give officers valuable insight about the events leading up to the murder. But before police went in to interview Colin, they noticed some houses in the neighborhood had CCTV cameras installed, which could possibly help reveal the killer's identity. When investigators watched the footage back, they found something very interesting.
Heck is that?
Car?
Oh nah, whose car is that? Hey, shout out Ring, bro.
CCTV footage revealed this black Jeep driving directly towards Cash's home where Mariah was staying that night. The moment it arrived, Ring cameras caught this gut-wrenching audio.
Bro.
And immediately after the shooting, the killer escaped.
Bro,
Although
that
this
is
was a
scary,
massive
dog.
breakthrough, there was one glaring issue. Officers had no way of identifying the driver. After all, the cameras were too grainy and the vehicle was too far away for officers to get a shot of the driver or run the plates. However, only a few days later, they come across something incredibly interesting.
same vehicle?
When going to question Colin Strickland,
Yo.
Mariah's ex-boyfriend.
Is it the car?
That looks like it right there.
I'm about to say, it's right there on the right.
This is the same black Jeep that
Right?
officers saw on cameras parked right outside Colin's home.
I'm saying it's right there.
Colin? Yes. Hey, so, do you know Anna? Mo. Anna Mo. Yeah, everybody calls her Mo.
What? Why he acting
last name
stupid?
Wilson. Rider, she's a gravel rider. Yes, I do. Okay, so
Bro, am I tripping? Why he acting stupid? What's this dude talking
He
about?
said, you know, Anna Mo.
So,
He's talking about,
last night
huh?
she passed away. How did that?
Nah.
Right now, it's an open investigation, but it is being investigated as a homicide.
Do you see this dude? This Disney Channel
Right
acting.
now, the cops know he was the last person to see her alive. They've discovered a vehicle in his driveway that matches the one captured on security
GG's,
cameras,
buddy.
and it even has a bicycle rack attached to the rear end.
This take place in
Colin
California?
Strickland has just become their #1 suspect, but he doesn't realize this yet, as officers continue to question him.
Okay.
Nah, he look more worried about himself than the actual news. You know, that's crazy, bro. This is how did that happen? What?
Wow. Do you happen to have her mom's address by any chance? I know that she lives in Vermont. I have an address for her brother, but we're just trying to send someone to her mom's address instead of us actually calling her over the phone. I didn't know. I don't have an address for her mother. Okay. We went to Deep Eddy yesterday afternoon, and then we heard her, and I dropped her at her the apartment she's been staying at. Yeah.
What?
Straight after about 6:30.
The cop intentionally avoided telling Colin how Mariah died, as they do with any suspect in a murder case, but they notice his body language is concerning, as he is barely able to look them in the eyes. This could either be because of pure shock, as the two had spent the previous day together, or in the worst case scenario, he's afraid to look them in the eyes because he had something to do with the murder. So to uncover these secrets, police started looking into Colin's life and his history with Mariah. This is when they discover Caitlin Armstrong, Colin's girlfriend who separated from him in October 2021, but then got back together a month later in November. However, during their breakup period, he had a month-long romantic affair with Mariah and remained in contact with her even after he resumed his relationship with Caitlin. Immediately, officers begin suspecting that Caitlin could be one of the major suspects in this investigation. These suspicions were further
That's the
confirmed
same
when
car,
they ran
bro.
the plates of the
Block
black
him
Jeep
up.
and found that it didn't belong to Colin, but it was actually owned by Caitlin. Considering that Colin was good friends with Mariah and Caitlin hated this
She could have got
in
jealous.
this investigation.
She could have
So
got
to get to the
jealous
bottom
and
of
killed her.
this,
That's his.
officers bring in
Oh yeah, because
Colin
that's
2
his
days after the
girlfriend.
murder in order
They
to
was
achieve
hanging out
two
with her.
objectives with one interview.
Oh, it's
But
up.
first,
It's
we'll
up.
be able to see whether Colin has a solid alibi that he can present to the officers.
It's over.
After all, whether he did it or not, Colin was the last person to see Mariah alive. And the second
Bro,
is
that's
to gather
RIP,
information that
man.
can be used against other suspects, like Caitlin.
And you said that y'all left around like 6:30 to.
I don't think that's accurate because we must have left Uber at about 7:45 or even later, probably maybe more like 8.
Yeah.
Just as it was getting dark.
Okay.
Getting dark. It's brighten them up.
Place, and it wasn't dark yet, but it was.
I got you.
It was cooling off.
Oh, my
It was
fault.
awesome in the evening. I remember that.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, what about whenever y'all were at the bar? Was there anybody that was like watching y'all, or
I didn't
was acting weird with Mo, or
Mo didn't know she doesn't live here, so no, not at all.
yeah,
Nobody.
anybody that like tried to hit on her at the bar or anything, or
No.
Okay.
No, not that I saw. Nor that she mentioned. I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary, to be honest, at the bar.
Bro, that car
Cops are
belonged to
looking
his
for more than just
girlfriend, bro.
Details of what he and Mariah did that day. They're going to try and figure out why exactly the black vehicle from the murder scene was conveniently parked at
Right.
Colin's home.
Whenever I was over there earlier, I saw there was the other car, because you said that you drive a motorcycle and then you drove the Mercedes.
Drove Mercedes.
Up here. I guess the other one
The Jeep is hers. My girlfriend Caitlin.
Okay, so
GG's.
that belongs to her. Okay. All right. So you got back around like 7:30.
I don't know exactly when that was. I think I texted Caitlin as I was leaving, just saying, "Hey, are you still out getting food?" Yeah, more like 8:30 is when I dropped her off at her house.
Okay.
Like just before dark. So I texted Caitlin as I was like after I left.
Okay. And that was whenever you.
It says 8:36. And I think she was in her yoga class. She showed up. Kind of close.
So you're not getting back home. She's not home. What time was it that she got home?
Short right after I texted her, probably 9:20.
Oh, nah, she's cooked.
That's 9:21.
Okay. Like where had she been? Like that whole.
She had actually a laser hair removal appointment. She said at 7 p.m. downtown. And then after that, I'm not exactly sure. She had texted me asking if I wanted to meet up, and I didn't reply. And then I didn't see her or hear from her until I was back at home.
And did she say anything like whenever she got home of like where she'd been?
No, but she was in her like a yoga outfit, carrying a yoga mat.
Although Colin had
Oh,
heard from
nah.
Caitlin the night of the murder, he couldn't give her a solid alibi and didn't even know exactly where she did her yoga classes. He also managed to avoid mentioning his romantic affair with Mariah, but he'll soon be left with no choice but to tell the cops everything.
So how long had you
lies better than
Caitlin been
Bryce
dating?
TBH.
About a year and a half, maybe 2
I don't
years,
know. He
actually.
acting weird.
Okay. And then how long was it that y'all had broken up whenever you and Mo got
Bro, I
together?
can't tell if he's lying or not, bro. That's the weird part, because like he was acting mad weird when he got that information. If somebody were walking up to me, yo, bro, Carp died last night, and I sit there and I hold my hips and I'm like, that's crazy. Who does that? That's weird. You doing that, Carp?
Huh? Oh, Bryce died. Oh. You said it. Oh. Yeah, he got burnt alive. Wait, what do you mean you didn't say anything about fire?
This is crazy,
what
man.
happened to the guy?
Oh, he did. Oh, snap.
She was
what?
moving out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she had another house. She had a sister in town, and
bro,
yeah, it was definitely very.
I was about to say that would probably be pretty.
It definitely was
awkward.
It was kind of almost like something I felt like I would like to force the situation, which is stupid, but.
So, why was it that you had to change the name from Mo? In your phone?
Just because in the past Caitlin has looked at my phone, and I just didn't want to surface.
Basically, I always start finding things.
Exactly.
Basically, nobody else can have you.
Yeah. You know.
So gets kind of jealous.
Yeah,
Wow.
understandable. I mean, wasn't exactly unique to know anything.
Yeah, I got you.
After listening to Colin, officers achieved what they set out to do. First, they cleared Colin, who had texts and times to back up his alibi. Secondly, they managed to gather information about Caitlin, whose entire story is shady. That means that out of the 3 suspects that officers have, Colin, Cash, and Caitlin, only Caitlin's movements are entirely unaccounted for. This is why cops were now more suspicious of her than ever. But
Get
had
her
no
out of here!
irrefutable evidence to arrest Caitlin. At least, not until the cops searched the police database and hit the jackpot. Caitlin Armstrong had a warrant on her head for a minor infraction. It was all they needed to bring her in, and they used it as an excuse to question her about Mariah.
Oh, they use that as this stuff.
Detective Connor, and so my partner is actually talking to Colin right now. So I wanted to come in here and start chatting with you and everything, so you don't have to wait super long. So it sounds like you may have some information, may have witnessed something. So I just wanted to chat with you about some stuff.
So nice.
But you're here for a warrant right now, I guess. Are you familiar with what you have going on with that?
She's a little too nice.
Okay, so I guess it was like a theft of service warrant, something kind of minor. Nothing. Okay. So that's why you're here. You've got a theft
Boy,
of service.
you know, you see how she got so like timid and quiet a second. He said, if you do, you might know anything about that. No, nothing. But I'm telling you, bro, when people get caught in a lie, bro, they start acting like, I don't know how to describe it, bro.
That's why you got picked up today and everything. So I was just letting you know that part.
Observe how the detective maintains
'cause some people can lie really good.
nonchalant demeanor. Despite the gravity of the situation, this is deliberately done to create a sense of security for Caitlin, ensuring she remains unaware that she is under any suspicion by the police.
Yeah.
Despite this, Caitlin appears noticeably tense.
That's what I'm saying.
Can you tell me what it was that was the theft of service?
I can look. I'm not sure what it is at this point, but I can look that up later and get you a little bit more information on that for sure. But because you are here and because you were under arrest for that portion of it, we always have to read Miranda and stuff because I want to talk to you about some other stuff that's unrelated to that.
The officer has ignored Caitlin's questions about her warrant because she is more focused on digging up information about Mariah's murder, a tactic that becomes dangerous as Caitlin begins to raise concerns about her legal counsel.
If I have an existing warrant and you don't know what it's about, do I need an attorney here?
So the warrant is just a Class B, just theft of service type thing. The reason I'm here is because your name came up during a conversation with Colin. I think there's a lot more information that you have that can kind of explain some of the stuff he's saying. But to be able to do that, I have to read you your rights, just so that you know and you're protected and things like that, okay?
Okay, and so if you're reading me my rights, then I should
That's because of the warrant, because you're under arrest for the warrant. So you're technically in custody because of that warrant. So they're 2 separate things. Does that make sense?
I think so, but I have never heard.
No, she
Even
catching
though they
on.
have Caitlin exactly
Distract
where
her.
they want her, one tiny mistake is about to allow someone cops suspect to be a killer to walk away.
No, who the freak knocked on the freaking door, bro? It was probably Crimson, bro. I swear I'm gonna RKO this dude, bro. Who the freak just knocked on the door,
about
bro?
to allow someone cops suspect to be a killer to walk away scot-free.
No.
Well, good news. So that's what they were just knocking on the door is apparently that warrant, the date of birth was wrong. So it had your name, but the date of birth is wrong. So it's to a different person. So that's you're not under arrest, okay?
Okay.
I know, it's a little crazy.
Although the cop tries to make a joke of this situation, Caitlin now knows that she can leave whenever she wishes. After all, cops have no legal ground to hold her any longer. This is why it's down to this cop to try and convince her that talking is the right thing to do.
But I would really like to talk to you and clear some stuff up because Colin did bring your name up, and I think there's a lot more information that you have that can kind of clear some stuff up.
No.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I feel like I should have an attorney present.
So that's totally your choice. So at this point, you are free to leave at any point. So this is going to be consensual at this point because you're not under arrest, okay?
To make matters worse, Caitlin has just requested an attorney. Legally, the detective is now bound to cease any and all questioning related to Mariah's murder, but she's about to thread a very dangerous line of breaking the law in order to get any information out of Caitlin.
I would love to leave.
He would love to leave.
He just arrested me in front of my house, in front of all of my neighbors, and carried me in here in handcuffs in front of downtown Austin. It was incredibly
I can only imagine, yeah. And I'm so sorry. I don't have control over that part, okay?
Yeah, I'm not upset with you.
So there's a situation that's going on. Did you hear about what's happened over the past 24 hours?
Colin walked in the house and said one of the women in the cycling community passed away.
Yes. Yeah. While Colin was talking to us, your name came up. And that's where I would really like to talk to you because it sounds like there were some issues between you and this girl, and I think that there's probably a lot more to it that you could help explain.
Okay, we know you have information. I'm not sure exactly what you mean or what information you like.
So it sounds like maybe he went out with this girl the other day, and maybe it sounds like from what he's saying that you were a little upset about it. And so that's why I kind of wanted to get your side of it, because that's not fair if he's just saying one thing and trying to go down a route, and I want to make sure that's not the case.
That is not accurate.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to chat with you, because it's a guy. He's going to say stuff, and so we want to make sure that we get both sides of the story and everything and clear it up. So what were you doing yesterday?
I would like to leave, I think.
You'd like to leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at you, bro. We know it's you. Just say it. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Carp, imagine I'm asking you for your side of the story to clear. Imagine somebody said something about you, right? And I'm like, hey, bro, Carp, can I get your side of the story? Because what they saying about you, it don't sound accurate. And you, bro, can I leave? Huh? Say your side. No, go ahead. You just want to.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. The attorney thing is kind of like reasonable. Because, like, if she says something wrong by accident and gets herself cooked, she's going to jail.
That's what I'm saying. It's up,
needs
bro.
to do it through an attorney.
Whoa, but I hate, bro. The law system is so like fidgety, bro. Like you can get out of something that they know you did because they don't have enough evidence, bro. That's weak, bro.
I understand if you do, then we only have one side of the story to go on. And from what we're hearing from Colin, it's one side, and
Well, I just am uncertain as to even what you mean or what he could have said, because I didn't have any idea that he saw or went out with this girl.
Okay,
recently.
Has he been talking to her on the side?
Leave. I don't actually know, and I would like to leave.
Okay.
At this point, getting Caitlin to talk willingly seems like a lost cause. She knows she can walk out of the station and nobody can stop her. So the detective decides to drop their bombshell evidence in the hope she might crack.
And your vehicle was seen next to her house.
Cooked.
Did you not hear yourself?
We needed to talk about that, okay? Because when he's saying this stuff and then your vehicle is seen, I want to be able to explain, okay, there's a logical explanation for this. Maybe you were upset and you were just in the area or something. I don't know, because I don't have your story. When I can't explain that and all I see is that your vehicle's over there, that kind of makes it look not too good, right? Okay. And then when we're talking to Colin and we're hearing there was some jealousy stuff going on, that doesn't sound very good. And so that's why I really want to get your side of the story, because maybe there's a lot more going on.
I would like to leave if I'm free to leave.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, there was nothing that officers could do to stop Caitlin from walking out. At
This
this
ain't
point,
weak, bro.
they were incredibly suspicious of her, as her behavior throughout the interrogation meant that she was hiding something. But if officers couldn't find out what this was from Caitlin, They'd do it from the
Bring her
one
mom
person
in.
who knew her best, Colin Strickland, who was called in a second time for an interview
Colin.
in hopes of uncovering more information about Caitlin. However, there is one problem. This time, Colin brought his lawyer with him, and questioning him is about to become exponentially harder.
How
Oh my
was
God.
how was Caitlin during that time? I guess my understanding she wasn't too happy whenever she saw Mo.
Caitlin after Mo was in Austin for a week, and Mo and I had broken up with Caitlin before Mo came to town, and then I actually did not know that she was coming to Austin in October. I had no idea. We hadn't discussed that, and I don't think so.
This is Austin.
I
said it was in California. They lied.
And I just said,
Hey, which one of y'all freaking said it was in California? Hey, man. Who up in here lying, bro? Which one of y'all up in here freaking lying like that, man?
I plead the Percudab.
All right, yeah, you're blocked, Toaster.
So I was mentally ready to kind of move on. And I know after Mo left town after a week, Caitlin's things were still at my house. We were sleeping in separate rooms. And effectively, Caitlin was on Bumble. I know she had made several dates with people. And I don't know. I never asked like what extent they were evolving a relationship. But I know that she had several men that she was dating of sorts, and I was fine with it. I mean, that was kind of the understanding, of course. So, yeah, it just seems very weird to me that there would be any dwelling on fixating on a person when she was moving on to other relationships, at that time.
From what Colin says, the two clearly had a troubled relationship.
Yeah, nah, she's
especially considering
definitely
the
a
facts that
murderess.
both Colin and Caitlin rebounded while on break. This is why officers need to dig deeper
What the
into
frick?
what Caitlin acted like, both during and
Hold on,
after
this is on her
This is why
Instagram
officers
story?
need-
What the?
Dang.
Why would you post this on your Instagram? Yo.
To dig deeper into what Caitlin acted
You're an
like,
idiot, bro.
both during and after this time, to determine if she showed obsessive traits in her personality.
It's just kind of going back to, me just trying to figure out, just kind of how she is, her personality and stuff. I mean, if you were to ask me about, hey, how was your wife? Well, yeah, I'm going to tell you, yeah, she's always happy. But does she get mad? Yes, everybody gets mad. That's natural. I'm not going to blow that out of proportion. Do I think that my wife could go and kill somebody? No. There's no way in the world. Do I think my wife would hit somebody? No. Now, if you ask me that about my 6-year-old son, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if he wouldn't punch somebody at all.
I think Caitlin would hit somebody. No, I honestly don't, because it would be too. I don't know. Do I think Caitlin could kill somebody? No, I don't.
If Caitlin had been planning to murder Mariah, Colin was about to make it clear he suspected nothing all along.
I said, I think y'all need to stop talking to each other. You need to separate yourselves from each other while the fact finding is going on. I just don't think it'd be helpful.
Of course.
And so, so I don't think there's been very much. There's definitely not been any being together
since she left. And I left Friday midday, eventually to get a new SIM card for my phone, which I assumed was
Hey, it's Friday today.
Yeah. Had the same number.
You're allowed to have a
Yes,
right.
yes.
And then saw Claire. Since then, I haven't spoken with Caitlin or seen her. And so the two detectives came by my house yesterday. Looked at that, asking if she was there, if I had seen where she was. And my father had contacted her yesterday morning. He had gotten in touch with her. I gave him the number that Caitlin had given our mutual attorney.
Snitch on her. Snitch on her.
Passive wanting to hurt Mo.
Yep.
No, she's never mentioned wanting to physically hurt.
Okay. Do you think that she is capable?
If I thought she was physically capable of hurting another human, I would have extricated myself immediately from that situation. Not so much for my own personal safety, but my concern for another human.
Man, you a bum. Tell the truth.
The answer is no.
Okay.
I don't believe in any way she's capable of that.
Okay. The gun range that she visited with her sister, do you know where that gun range is?
I think it was on South I-35. I told them
Actual gun receipt. Oh,
which is now something else, which is
44,000. Dang.
Yeah, guns are expensive, guys.
44,000. Somebody donate 44K real quick. Me and Carp got something to handle.
On my way to school for 12
Wait,
years.
what?
At the
Watch the video.
school that they went
I'm
to
gonna go to
another
the
one because a mutual friend had been there.
You bought the guns, right?
Somebody donate 100 chat.
Yes or no? I'm joking.
This dude said, "Take one of my gear block."
Okay. There's a receipt with them. I'm sure you could look at the receipt.
In an ironic twist, Colin had bought Caitlin a gun for self-defense, but after police conducted a firearm examination, it just so happened that the bullets it used were the same caliber that were found near Mariah's body.
Wow, caught him lacking.
The cops had evidence of Caitlin's car at the scene, they knew about her obsessive behavior, and they knew she owned the same model.
So nice to see you. Would love to see you again. Hello? You there? Why aren't you replying? If somebody ever quadruple text you like this, bro, and it's like, it's on some like, why you not responding? Why you not responding type beat? Please run for your life, bro. Weird, bro. Weird, bro. Get him out of here.
That was used to kill Mariah. But while they searched for her whereabouts, the investigation continued to uncover crucial and damning evidence that not only heavily suggested Caitlin was responsible for Mariah's death, but also cleared Colin of any wrongdoing. The cops gathered all cell phone data and compared it to the surveillance footage, allowing them to map the movements of Mariah, Colin, and Caitlin on the night of May 11th, 2022.
Yep, GG's.
Colin and Mariah were at Pool Burger after their swim and were there around 7 p.m. When they left, they headed to Maple Avenue, but didn't realize that
Bro, they discovered their GPS locations, bro. It's up.
The cops gathered all cell phone data and compared it to the surveillance
and the gun that she bought. The caliber matched the one that they found at the crime scene. Bro. She's cooked. Yes, bro. It's over.
To map the movements of Mariah, Colin, and Caitlin on the night of May 11th, 2022. Colin and Mariah were at Pool Burger after their swim and were there around 7 p.m. When they left, they headed to Maple Avenue, but didn't realize that Caitlin was stalking them and was driving in the same direction. Caitlin thought that turning off her cell phone would cover her tracks, but the surveillance footage caught her, and what it shows is a black Jeep eerily similar to Caitlin's closing in on the house where Mariah was killed. As Colin dropped Mariah off at the Maple Avenue address, both were completely unaware that Caitlin was secretly stalking them only yards away. The same black Jeep had driven down the back alley of Maple Avenue and was slowly heading toward Mariah's address. Moments after Colin left, a neighbor's doorbell camera captured audio of Mariah screaming for her life before she was murdered.
That's
Colin's cell phone
bro.
placed him driving away from the area before Mariah's death and cleared him as a suspect. This means that the only person who could have killed Mariah was Caitlin. All that was left to do was arrest her. But when officers went to find her, they discovered a massive problem. Just hours before they solved the murder, Caitlin had left the country under a fraudulent passport, which was originally her sister's. Caitlin likely did this to avoid using her
Bro, what? Can you do this?
Yeah, people do it a lot, actually.
She left the country? You could just do that?
The only reason she got away is because she used her sister's. Because when you're under investigation for a crime, if they see your passport trying to get used, they stop it.
This dude Crimson said W2 steps ahead. Cinema.
I don't think that's W. She murdered someone.
She murdered somebody, and you could just leave the country with faking somebody else's passport, and you can't get arrested. That's insane.
You acted like it's like, oh yeah, you can just leave the country. No, she did something highly illegal to get out of the country.
Let me go get a passport.
What are you doing?
Which was originally her sister's. Caitlin likely did this to avoid using her own passport in case officers were keeping tabs on her, but the fraudulent passport gave her enough time to escape.
That's
After
so
getting a search warrant
wild.
for her Gmail records, officers found a flight ticket that was booked for a one-way flight to Costa Rica. Even CCTV footage obtained from Austin Bergstrom International Airport in Austin showed her boarding into the plane. An initial investigation into her records showed that she had booked a hostel in Santa Teresa Beach while working as a yoga instructor. So, to lure her out, an officer sent a message out on social media asking for a yoga teacher in the local area. Soon, Caitlin took the bait and replied to the ad and agreed to meet up.
GG's.
But in the month that she'd been on the run, she'd taken some extreme measures in order to conceal her identity. Caitlin had undergone several surgical operations to alter her appearance, but there was no fooling the arresting officer, who recognized Caitlin from her eyes. She was arrested and flown back to the United States. Where she was charged with attempted murder.
Pack it up, bum.
However, that wasn't the end of it, because in October 2023, Caitlin tried to escape again by taking advantage of a doctor's appointment outside of jail. She can be seen here fleeing from the cops after she jumped from a bathroom window. This time,
You cannot make this up. You're not serious. This is not for real. This is not for real. She jumped out of a bathroom window and tried to hop a gate after a doctor's appointment. This is OD. No, that's some GTA stuff. This is a GTA mission.
Again, by taking advantage of a doctor's
This
appointment.
reminds me of that mission in A Way Out when I was playing with.
Outside
this
of
is crazy.
jail, she can be seen here fleeing from the cops after she jumped from a bathroom window.
Dog.
This time, she was caught almost instantly. If the several attempts to escape justice and falsifying of documents weren't enough to convince a jury Caitlin was guilty, then the surveillance footage and the testimony of Colin Strickland, and most importantly, the ballistic analysis that matched the gun to the shell casings found at the scene of the crime certainly were enough to convince them. Consequently, a year and a half later, on November 16, 2023, Caitlin was found guilty of first-degree murder, and she was sentenced to 90 years in prison.
Die!
Hey, bro, she deserved it.
Yeah, but how old is she? On the off chance that she do live through them 90 years, like
she's not living through them.
No, I'm saying like hypothetically, let's say she lived through them 90 years. She got out like, but do you think she'll still be on the run type beat? Cause this is crazy, bro. Wow, bro. 90 years, I ain't gonna lie, I would have made it 800, bro. You're not getting out, buddy.
Cold-blooded murder of Mariah Wilson.
You're spending the rest of your days in there. Wow, bro. This is crazy. Oh, that was crazy, bro.